We're talking about detox and a lot of those things that entails. Here, see if you can get that back up and going too. So we're talking about detoxification. So at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we are always about teaching people what is detox. What is detox mean to you in your lifestyle? How can you incorporate it into being too busy, or understanding when is it appropriate for you to utilize some of these protocols and processes? And at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we got a clinical team. Molly, Jennifer, Dr. Amber, and I are always advocating people to work on their liver, work on their bowels, to ensure that we are cleansing out their lymphatics and making sure that every system in the body is getting an intentional touch to eliminate waste. So, we got a lot of people in the summertime that loved going out in the swimming pools, right? And what do we know about swimming pools? Chlorine. And so we use a lot of chemical detox protocols, homeopathics for kids, and stimulating different gland systems like the parotid glands in the cheeks, or activating certain aspects of the liver to purge out these chemicals that we're exposed to, not because the body can't get rid of these chemicals on its own, but we're assisting. We're intentionally recognizing that your water exposure is just one chemical you're being exposed to in that day. Well, I mean, we all just came off of a great, cool Independence holiday. And what did everybody eat? They ate all kinds of Independence foods.
It was good. I'm not going to lie.
And I'm saying.
It was a good day.
And it was awesome to watch everybody's smiles as they're piling in the cake and the cookies and the candies and all the delicacy foods that they gobbled up. And what happens is you compound that with, the environmental chemical stress, and these things add up, right? And we don't realize that food affects us for 3 to 4 days. We don't appreciate that our body can get other pathway, like your high lymph system, your allergy pathways, your ears, nose, and throat per se. And so these are things that we're always looking to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you were answering my question. No, that's not what we're doing, right? This isn't a my goal is not to make you miserable, right? My goal through nutrients and herbs is to remind the body and assist the body in its normal function. And its normal function is to process the toxins, excrete the toxins, process the nutrients, and absorb the nutrients. Okay? So the coolest thing about the way we do detox, and detox can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, but I want to educate you on what detox means to us. And it means to remind and assist the body on how to restore to normal function. And normal function, though a lot of symptoms are common amongst people: headaches, hives, rashes, brain fog, a bowel movement that happens less than once a day. Those are common symptoms, but they're not normal. So our goal in detox is to restore normal function in the body and encourage normal function in the body. So we have 2 more detoxes that we haven't talked about yet. The first one is our Craving Kickers team. So this detox is a blood sugar balance detox, and this is one of our herbs that we use on this detox. It's called Gymnema, and Gymnema is one of the bitter herbs, and it's special because bitter herbs stimulate digestive function the second they enter your mouth. So that's really cool. They stimulate the bitter receptors all the way. You have bitter receptors all the way down your digestive tract, not just in your mouth. That's the only taste receptor you have all along your digestive tract. But Gymnema is really cool because it temporarily kind of shuts off the sweet receptors and curbs sugar cravings.
This is it's a powerful tool. It's crazy.
Really is. And it's empowering to the patient, because when I give that to a patient, I may say, I want you to take 1 or 2 with every meal. But then I tell them, when you are feeling like you don't have control over your sugar cravings, I want you to suck on one for 2 minutes. And so that's a tool I can give my patients so that they can decide when to listen to their bodies and how to listen to their bodies and how they can take control of of their sugar cravings, because sugar cravings are hard, right? It's one of those things that, you know, it's not one of those symptoms that gains a lot of sympathy, right? If you have a headache, people are like, oh, I'll go lay down. But if you have sugar cravings, right, people are like, oh, I'll have a cookie.
Yeah, they
like, whoa, don't.
They give you more junk.
That's not how this works. So Gymneme is just a really powerful tool that, though you may not think of it as a detox supplement, it is a detox supplement because, one, it's going to curb your sugar cravings, and two, it's going to empower you to decide how to say no, when to say no, and how easy it will be to say no to those toxic
When you're
burdens.
looking at Gymnema, you know, this idea that you can repair beta cell receptors on the pancreas so that it regulates sugar in the body, that's a cool thing, because we have essentially abused our sugar pathways in the world today with all the processed food and the sugar foods and the liquid sugars that we consume through drink. It's wild. And when we constantly put in chemicals that cause the blood sugar to malfunction, what I oftentimes see is or patients, you know, kind of scratch their heads when I say, look, you've been feeding the wrong team. You know, you've been doing things to cause the body to degenerate faster than it can regenerate. And a part of doing the detox games is incorporating ideas so that you can feed the team that gives you life long-term, longevity,
Right.
that gives you energy and vitality, that vim, vigor, and vip into your day-to-day practice, how you're going to live 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, wherever you're at in the health spectrum. So we want people to get the idea that you're in control of your life more than you realize. It's your life, your health, your choice. And if you incorporate these tools and these practices in order to maximize your day-to-day living, I mean, the cool thing about the detox games is, like, we're trying to make healthy fun, right? And so, but if you are a person that has inflammation, it's in the name, anti-inflammation nation. If you're unsure, go with the blood sugar protocol, you know, because everybody needs to reset their blood sugar pathways, right? Everybody needs to get an idea. And the cool thing about a lot of these, the 10-day protocols, is they don't restrict the diet from proteins or vegetables and, you know, some fruits and healthy nuts and oils. You get a pretty robust menu. When you're on the ultimate detox, we are going, you know, for the gusto. This is my bread and butter. This is where it all started for me. I don't know anything different. 21 days I typically set out for. But Molly and I were talking about, like, if you're at a spot in life where you feel like you have, you're at a really good spot, and you just want to maintain, the 10-day protocols are great to maintain. And then you could do that 3 times a year, and then do a big 21-day. And then you've gone even a little bit longer than my 42 minimum recommendation. I mean, just because the dental world recommends 2 dental cleanings a year, it isn't going to hurt you to get one 3 times a year, right? Especially if you know that your teeth well enough and know that you hold trash and debris in certain areas. You might need a little bit more TLC. And that's what the detox programs are designed to do. It's to get you familiar with your body, to help you understand what it feels like when you don't feel well. Because people are so accustomed to not feeling well, they think it's normal.
Yeah.
And it's not normal. It's not normal to have headaches. It's not normal to have hormonal problems. It's not normal to have skin issues. It's not normal to be snoring all night long. It's not normal to be carrying 20, 30, 40 extra pounds of weight. But these are things that we can start reversing if we grab hold of those reins or those horns and we wrestle that steer down, or we start guiding our wagon in the direction we want it to go.
So right now it is 9:46. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. I saw that there was a comment, and you answered it, Dr. Chapa, on Messenger from AJ asking about these products. Where can I get these? Do y'all ship?
Yes.
How does that work?
So if you're interested in our 2021 Summer Detox Games, Well, number one, I want to say, yes, we ship. You can call our office, 281-554-8600, and we will get these products to you, booklets, information to you. We'll get you enrolled into the Detox Facebook groups so that you have access to the communities, so that you can be a part of the winning team that you choose to be a part of. We also have class education, July 12th at 6:30 p.m. You can tune in live. You can tune in online for these programs, and we do this every month. We have classes on so many different topics every month, and detoxification is something that we do twice a year. We have a really big bash in the January time frame and the new year, and where people's schedules are a little bit more settled. They're not racing out to go to to the beaches of wonder of the world. They are not summering. They're at home. They're dealing with some of the post Christmas and holiday weight gain, and we're going to see if we can't help them navigate some of those. But during the summer, we recognize that people definitely, we've got to fit little puzzle pieces into a very complex picture of what they're doing with their families, and we don't want to take away from that. But all you need is 5 days, 10 days, 21 days, and you pick one, and we will help build and make it accustomed to what you're going through. And so be encouraged. Come to these classes that we have, because you will absolutely learn an immense amount of information about who the quarterback of your detox team is, or what exit strategies are clogged up in you that are causing your symptoms. And when you start seeing your body breaking down, you go, oh, if they're talking about where my body's breaking down, then maybe they got a solution to how to fix it. And anything that your body can develop, your body can
undevelop.
I think the cool thing about coming to the classes, even there's so much information and so much good tips and tricks and whatnot. But even I think more important, there's community. And really at Living Well, we kind of have a tribe. And our patients just flock together and support each other, and it's almost to CrossFit level.
Ooh,
like it's kind of
we're extreme.
Like we're extreme. Like it's great. So when you come to the classes, you meet people like you meet people who have the same struggles, the same goals, and it really just builds community. And it's hard to do what's right when you're by yourself. Right. It's
easier to be encouraged along the way if you get discouraged, or it's just to see people that have gone through the program before, that they made it and they didn't die. That's always a good thing. You go, oh, they survived, and they're doing it again. I mean, why would somebody want to do this again? Well, because the body's got more accumulation of toxins. I mean, inside of a year, you're exposed to, and your body is dealing with toxins. And so when you're on an airplane, you're getting exposed to toxins and radiation. When you're out and about with family and friends, and you just cut loose, and you're getting exposed to toxins. And so we want to give people, like, I got tons of people that come in and they go, I just got back from a vacation. It's time to detox. Because they spent the last 10 days detoxing, right. And now we've got to help them detox from their retox experience.
But the cool thing is they know what to do once they get back.
And I love that, because we have worked really hard at putting tools in people's hands.
They come asking us, hey, which detox should I do?
And
all right.
And that's cool, right?
That's awesome.
So again, the winning team, will get and the way you win is you pick a team and you just start chatting and communicating in your group, and you stir up the pot, if you will, the most camaraderie, the most cool recipes, the most interaction in that particular tribe, that team.
On the Facebook group.
We'll kind of be the judge of that. They're going to get a free foot bath detox and a t-shirt, Living Well t-shirt of their choice, which is pretty cool.
Someone, AJ actually asked earlier, what is the foot bath?
Foot bath is just another tool. It is a device that it uses like a polarity, if you will, like a magnet, to keep it simple. Is if it attracts its opposite charge, every toxin in the body, every mineral in the body has positive and negative polarity, and so the machine cycles back and forth between a positive and negative cycle, and can draw out toxins through the pores of the feet or the hands, or we've even put babies that were covered in eczema, just set them in a bucket, and we're able to pull toxins out of their pores. Period. And so it's just another tool that we use when the body is trying to use the wrong exit strategy. We will just encourage the body to dump trash out the lymphatics until we can get to the bowels to open up and the liver to clear appropriately, and the skin not be used anymore as an exit strategy. But the body is sweating always, right? So if you put in the makeup industry, people that are in the kind of organics of what they put on their skin, they say if you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. And I think even AJ, he's talked about, if you can't walk on it in your yard, you shouldn't put it down, barefooted. And because a lot of the fertilizers that are put into our soil, they have like a little bit of a chemical half-life that you're not supposed to be extremely exposed to for for long periods of time.
They'll say like wear goggles, gloves, everything. Don't handle it.
Yeah, hazmat
touch
suit,
it.
right? It should make you nervous, right? Well, the same goes with skincare. So your body is absorbing toxins through the skin. So this machine just helps to pull toxins out of the skin, and so it's just the reverse of what we already know happens. So good question.
That is a very good question. So if y'all had to guess, I know that not everybody signed up for the 4 teams of the detoxes. Who do you think would have? Does anybody have a higher up? Who do you think is going to win?
Which team?
Yeah. Is there a favorite already?
I don't know, man. Each one of these has a special spot. I'm looking at the diet plans for each one of them, and I think that people that just, oh man, it's going. I'll tell you which one I don't think it'll be.
The too busy to detox?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. I just don't. I'm not. I think that people
too busy to detox.
maybe.
It's like one person.
Yeah, that's right.
Just talking to themselves. I'm way busy right now.
That's right. I'm so busy, but I'm here. I want to win that shirt.
I think the top 2 on names alone.
Yeah, that's
names alone.
Yeah, Anti-Inflammation Nation or the
Craving Kickers.
Craving Kickers is pretty rad. So yeah, man. So we're gonna have a lot of fun detoxing, and each week for this month we'll just kind of talk to the idea of detox and just work people through some of the detox information, and so that they understand that their liver is important, and diet plays an amazing part in cleansing the body and taking stress off the body, and then adding the protocols adds another element of value whenever we can push the body to dump toxins that it couldn't get rid of maybe on its own. And so we're creating the perfect arena where your body can eliminate waste, de-inflame the body, get rid of cravings, and give the body an overhaul that it deserves and needs so that you can live long and prosper.
Oh my gosh.
Did I just do that?
You did not.
I
didn't see anything. I missed it. So when you come pick up your detox kit, whatever team you're on, when you come up, pick up your detox kit and attend the detox class, whether Zoom or live, you will get a free in-body scan. The scan we talked about, and it'll measure your skeletal muscle mass, your lean body mass, how much water is in your cells. So it's a great way to track: am I losing fat mass? Am I losing muscle mass? Am I gaining muscle mass? How's my overall health? So we're not just worried about, losing
pounds.
Weight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can lose pounds, but if you're losing muscle mass, you're not winning. Sorry.
How often does Dr. Chapa do the in-body scan? How often do you see him on?
What, like every 22 minutes? Right?
Go do some push-ups and come back and do some more, drink some
Did it
water.
work?
Why
Did it
would
work?
it
Did it
go up? Why would it go up?
Yeah, drink water and it works. You can tell the difference from the water.
Usually we recommend people kind of, if they're wanting to, gain muscle, lose fat, we kind of want you to keep track of it maybe once a week.
Once a week works.
Right.
Yeah, because you can course correct. Constantly.
Absolutely.
But what's going to happen is you're going to find after you get in a groove and a rhythm and you understand what's working, you'll naturally just do that because neurologically your brain wants patterns. It doesn't require a lot of energy to build a new habit once the habit's already in place. Like to build a habit requires a ton of energy, but once that energy pathway is built, the need to maintain it isn't as great as it was in the beginning. So you don't have to scan as often once you are moving in the direction that you want it to go.
Right.
But at first, you definitely want to look at and measure different aspects. And there are just thousands of frequencies and formulations that go into these calculations that we're looking at to see what does a person's extracellular, intracellular water level look like? Like, are they carrying excess toxins? Because some people just look at the fact that they have a high body fat percentage and they get discouraged, but they're not looking at that water exchange and appreciating that nature's solution to pollution is dilution. Mm-hmm. So if we can get your body to get rid of some of that excess toxin, the body doesn't have a need for that fat storage, right? The fat storage is there as a protective vessel to hold toxins in place so that those until those toxins can be removed. And I think if people could just grab hold of that they're not per se carrying excess fat for the sake of they're a bad eater or something, like guilty living, and recognize that there's a rationale and a reason that the body would do that to protect them, well, then there's also a rationale and reason that they can get those fat cells to release and melt away. And then they could compound those things with our Zerona laser treatments, where we have this fat loss laser that will help those fat cells excrete triglycerides, toxins, and cholesterol in a healthy way that the body can excrete the waste even faster. So we have a device that will speed up. Again, it's just another tool that speeds up what we're trying to do in helping people be encouraged along the way. Because when people first start on this journey, if they haven't put any time in, they have raw land. And that raw land might be really hard. It might be really rocky. It might be really weed driven. And it may not have good soil, so to speak. And we've got to get in there and till that stuff up and put some breath and life into it so that we can start making it, sculpting it, and developing it into a healthy vessel. And that healthy vessel for you might just be having energy again, having the ability to use your fingers to play guitar or to sew or to maybe do finger push-ups if you're crazy, and but to some kind of activity. I saw a gentleman in the gym the other day. He's for sure in his late 50s, and he's over there cranking out pull-ups, and I'm like, wow, I know that that shouldn't be a shocker, right? But it is, because so few people engage in those type of extreme activities. But being able to pull your own body weight up, 3, 4, 5, 7 times it's amazing, And then I want to see myself do that at 58. I want to see myself do that at 78, and not.
In my 30s.
I was like thinking maybe in my 20s.
I want to be able to do that. Yeah.
And so I think that those are good goals. So if you see those inspiring things, again, going back to the community, you get encouraged when you see other people that have a positive story, that are having a positive experience, and they're seeing the changes that allow them to do it again, And I'm telling you, there's nothing at all better than taking and visualize your organs in your body and see that, okay, I've got symptoms right now, so maybe there's a blister on one of my organs, and I'm going to heal that organ. You're going to see in your mind's eye, the healing power of the Lord go in that tissue and heal it, because you're participating in it, and you're working synergistically, mind, body, spirit, getting everything to align and focus some attention and energy in an area of the body that needs some love and needs some healing and needs a touch. And I think that gives people like some hope to get excited about. You mean I don't have to live with headaches anymore? Yeah. You don't have to live with headaches anymore. You mean I don't have to just suffer with afternoon fatigue and feel like I need to just whip myself with all the sugar to get to 5 o'clock? Yeah, you could literally make it all day without any sugar. That would be a really exciting thing. So I just want to encourage people to, if you've never engaged in detox, participate in our 2021 Summer Detox Games. You will absolutely love it. Come to our class on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. at our office, or tune in on the Zoom call, and this gives you another option if you're not able to be in town that evening for some reason. We want you to learn this information. Yeah, we know you got a lot going on. We know summer's upon us. We know vacations are there. We don't want to interrupt those things. But let me just tell you, you will not regret putting the time to invest in your life, even if it's in a 5-day window, a 10-day window, or if you've got the time, a 21-day window. We want to push you to find that time. Be intentional with that time so that you can maximize your health curve. And so I'm just excited. Again, this is Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. I think we are coming to a close, aren't we, Gardy?
Yes, unless there's anything else you want to share.
Do we have any other questions? Somebody mentioned something about fasting. Fasting is a form of detox. You don't put fuel in, and your body will definitely detox. But in this case, we're using. That's a big conversation. Fasting has intermittent fasting. We've got all out water fast. We've got bone broth fast. There's all kinds of ways to fast, but we definitely want people eating if we can. Most people want to eat. Very few people want to actually starve themselves. And
do you like to do that, Molly? Do you like to fast?
I fast most of the time. When I fast, it's for spiritual reasons. So I'll have a day or two of prayer and fasting. But I have done juice feasts before. I think that was the first detox type of thing I ever did when I was 18. And it made, I just remember having a week of no pain for the first time in my life. And it was amazing. Yeah. So, there's definitely benefits there's places and benefits for fasting and juicing and things, but there's also a place for detox. So, we have tools, right? And you're not going to use a hammer to screw in a screw, right? You're not going to use a screwdriver to, well, I guess you could use a screwdriver like a hammer. It wouldn't be very.
But there's a better way.
There's a better way, right?
There's a better tool.
So, but there's an appropriate time and place for all of our tools, and that's what we're here for, is to teach you how to use these tools in the appropriate time and place. So
awesome, and it's really cool. There's 4 tools right here that you can choose your team and learn about it, and then maybe even knock out all 4 in a row if you want to.
Well, guys, we're excited. Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center is always after education. We're trying to get information into your hands so that you can incorporate it into your life. We want to help you in any way possible, so tune in always to our podcast. Make sure that you are a subscriber, that you're sharing it with your friends, family, and loved ones, and grab these little nuggets, share them back with us, ask some questions, bring them into the office, tell us what you're learning. We're excited whenever you guys are learning and excited about what you are learning about the shows we're bringing to the you guys every week. So Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we are stepping off the air today, this morning. Is it tonight already?
Right now.
I'll let it go.
Yeah, it's okay, whatever. Anyway, y'all have a great afternoon, and we'll see you guys next week.
To find the podcast, make sure you search Just Live Well on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
That's right. We'll be there all day, every day. See you soon.